We back? Do not use all imprints. I have one right here. I always keep a safety one in the, I keep a safety imprint right here. We're back? Okay. I actually have Streamlabs up now, which is good. It seems like, I don't know, if, it's very odd. Like, I've streamed on this same computer, all League, and for the past, like, 6 years, I've never had an issue. Today, only while I've been crafting the bow, my stream has crashed 6 times. I keep getting, like, the same critical error. I don't know what it is, but nonetheless, Streamlabs is back up now, which means I can put on screen capture as I intended. There you go, stream there. I always normally have screen cap on as it's transform, fit the screen. Let's make it a little bit smaller. You guys don't need to see my flask. I'll pull it down like that. Okay. Cursed bow. Yeah, no, it's honestly odd. It's happened like 6 times. But yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. On my end, it's showing 5 people are here as opposed to 130. So apologies to those people that were watching. What's really annoying, the thing that I dislike the most about YouTube, but in respect to this, when your shit crashes, when you restart it, instead of just like this, you know what, Twitch, like if something goes down, they go back live. It's the same thing. On YouTube, it like creates a whole new like video instance, and so like the people that were on the previous video have to like leave, click off, and go click the new one. Um, it's like yeah, it's a different video, but that really sucks on my end because usually when I'm crafting, like especially when I'm crafting like that, there'll be like 130 people. A lot of them go AFK or they have it in the background or whatever, and it's like every time I reset it, it takes like 2 hours to get that back. It's not like I don't like stream for money or anything like that, but I mean, or well, like I meant, it would be great if I could, but you know, for the little money I do get from streaming, it's like when those crashes happen, it's actually really shitty. Um, so it's a bummer because again, that's happened 6 times now today. Nonetheless, whoa, that's the wrong one. We'll get her done. At least we got a record of it, so if something cool happens, people can come back and see it. And we don't have too many left anyway. Man, I ordered like the food I ordered like fucking 2 hours ago is gonna be fucking brutal now. Club sandwich will be okay. Those don't get too bad, but the fries are gonna be fucking yeah. That's probably okay though. I don't need fries. Sedentary lifestyle, probably doing enough damage. Hey. Well, hopefully we can get at least one more tier 1 on there so we can get a second, the second augment. I don't mean like that on that first mod, but like we can hit either flaring dictators or emperors at least one more time. For your guys' sake as well, mostly primarily. Be a bit of a bummer to end on a bad note. Not a bad note, but you know, be a bit more fun to end on a cliffhanger, I guess. But regardless of what happens here, guys, you can see we've got 18 imprints left. If the winds of fate don't blow our way, just a reminder, I'm choosing to go and see family over the next coming days, so I will probably be gone over the weekend. But have no fear, we will be back in full force early next week, and for those of you interested, we'll keep going with this. So throw the kid a sub if you want to want to be updated with that. I posted the community section, especially like I'm gonna be gone, or if there's anything that changes or anything cool happens. That's a good place to check too, or the Discord if you're not a member there. TFT actively monitors my Discord and bans people, so like simply for being in there. So word of caution, because I do recognize at least that TFT's useful for a variety of things outside of the upper management. Oh, there's tier 4 again. We've used 2.6 million life force this stream so far, which I thought was a rather large number. Oh. But full-time job, I mean, I spend my money doing this. I spend my time doing this, but I saved up quite a bit of money to kind of pursue this because it was something that I did prior to leaving to the army, and I always loved doing it. So after the military, when I got return of contribution on my pension, I invested it during COVID, and I made quite a bit of money during 2020 and 2021 on the market. As I said, I used to work kind of in that realm, so reasonably self-sustaining in that sense. But that money's largely it's not. I live in Toronto, so my rent's like fucking $2,200 a month. So I lose like, I probably lose $75 a day that I stream. Like just in expenses, not in opportunity cost. It'd be a lot more than that, obviously. So I don't stream for money in the sense that I have no illusions that at the size of stream I have and popularity or whatever that I'd ever be able to infinitely sustain myself. But it's nice, you know. I find it kind of icky, like, you know, when you know, putting things behind paywalls or whatever. But little things like people subbing to the channel, it helps the algorithm. And I do have a Patreon for whatever, but nothing I do ever content wise or guides or anything like that will ever be like sub only or patron only or anything. It's as I mentioned earlier, the game means a lot to me outside of just being a game. So I would never want to put someone in a position where if they wanted to get better, they ever felt like they were you know, and they were going through hard times or just maybe couldn't afford it, or from a country that, you know, that amount of money is far more meaningful. Like I find the concept of forcing someone to who wants to get better to preclude somebody from that for that reason is kind of repulsive morally to me. But yeah, I mean, I did reasonably well on Twitch. I made like $1,500 a month on Twitch just from ad revenue because I streamed such long hours. But TFT got me banned from there twice. And every time you get banned on Twitch, you like the first time they actually reverted my ban instantly, but because of the size of my stream, I'm not a priority, so it took their customer service 2 months to reply to my appeal. And they said, seeing what happened, we've reverted it. But after the time that passed, when you lose whenever your account gets suspended or turned off for any amount of time, it stops renewal of subs or anything like that, right? And because it took them 2 months to reply, I had 220 subs on Twitch at that time, but their customer service was so slow that everyone's subscription lapsed, and because it doesn't renew them while you're suspended, every single sub I had got over like the fucking year I had streamed was gone. And then when they reverted it, I did like a welcome back stream or whatever, and like 100 people subbed. And then while I was fucking mirror crafting, the stream went down, and then I got an email saying my account had been reported for malicious software, which is absolutely not the case, which meant that I was mass like bot reported. So it was like an attack again, and it has now been. It was March 21st. So it's now been 2 months and 6 days since I appealed it, and they haven't replied yet. The appeal is still pending. But the bummer about that was that 105 people subbed on my first stream back because they were like, a lot of it was like kind of, I think, a fuck TFT for doing that sort of thing. Um, or more so like a, you know, I like, there's never been a day I'd had that many subs before. But I felt really bad about that because, like, those people, fuck, it still charged them that money, and it was like for like 4 days that it was there. So that's when I started streaming on YouTube because I actually incidentally was watching a video about terrorism and like the U.S. wars and blah blah blah, and how Turkey is used as like a gateway for um, dissidents or people that leave the U.S. or Canada or whatever, the West, to go and join things like ISIS. And it was saying that the primary recruitment method that they had, uh, the primary recruitment method. No, that was for my stock stuff. The board behind me. The primary recruitment that ISIS had though was through YouTube, and when I heard that, sort of in a sick fashion, I was like, okay, I've been banned from Reddit, I've been banned from Twitch twice. I don't really feel like I was in the wrong in either situation. I was like, if ISIS can recruit on YouTube, I was like, and I can't, and I get banned on YouTube. I was like, you know what? That's time to hang up the hat, right? I was like, so that's literally that was the impetus for me starting to stream here. But naturally, like even though a lot more people use YouTube as a streaming platform, it's not nearly as ubiquitous, and it kind of isolates you from the community too. Like I used to be on those what do you call them, the highlight videos, like all the time, like by virtue of what I spend my time doing. I like I was actually one of the first videos. What's it? Fuck. Um, Something gaming. Fucking the guy who does the PoE compilation videos. I don't know why I'm blanking on the name, but um, 8 years ago or 7 years ago when he started that channel, I was like the first one of the first interviews he ever did on it. Yeah, Gamer for Life. He used to do a thing called the double interview, and so you'd have two streamers and interview with them at the same time, but he would do it asynchronously. So like he would do it like he'd call me whatever, and like the second video he ever had was me. It was supposed to be me and Rise because me and Rise did like a 2 hour interview with me one time because Havoc asked me to be his trader in a race, and there hadn't been that happening before. And Zizarin actually quit the race because he said it was unfair he's like if Belton's on Havoc's team, he's like I'm not racing, that's not fair. And I think that was one of the reasons why he started fucking those things. Anyways, I ended up going to a wedding the night before, and then I showed up. I got really drunk and hungover, and I showed up for the race like 6 hours late or something, and it became a giant meme. There's people on Reddit still hold it against me, but as a result of that, like the guys that were whatever. So Rise did like a 2 hour interview with me, which was like pretty funny, I guess. So Gamer for Life, when he started that channel, he was supposed to do a double interview with me and Rise, and then Rise pulled out because he didn't think that the look was good. Like because Gamer for Life had just started and it wasn't very professionally done at the time, and he thought it was like a bad look. So they had this other hardcore player come in, and I did a double interview. It was one of his first videos ever. But I used to be on that all the time. But all of those clips and stuff like that, those are all done. Like if you watch any of the highlight videos, they're all done from Twitch clips, right? So streaming on YouTube, not only does it like people can't host you because nobody streams here, people don't ever fucking mention you, people don't ever like you're not included on any of that stuff. So in PoE, it's pretty isolating being on YouTube. And obviously just not being on the platform ever for Twitch. I can't even like if I log onto a Twitch account, I can get perma like right now I have an indefinite suspension that is pending an investigation, um, which I'm almost like I'm 100% certain will get reverted because again I just didn't do what I was banned for. But at whatever time fucking they decide to go around to it, as I said, it's been 2 months and a week now, so 10 weeks almost. Actually, more than 10 weeks, 10.5 weeks. But I can't physically like view Twitch while logged into an account, or because that's considered ban evasion. So I can't watch other people's streams either, right? So not only does it like impact me on like a I can't host people, people can't host me, whatever. It's you don't get included in any of the clips videos, so um, and not but I also I'm not like I'm largely unfamiliar with what other people are doing either because I can't watch Twitch or at least interact with them. So I can like open Twitch account as like without being signed in. Um, But yeah, it's hard in PoE to not be on Twitch when you're doing this. So sorry, this was a really long-winded answer to what you do for a job. I like full time. Basically, I've been streaming for like a year and a bit now. In terms of like the time and the effort I put on here. I was actually in 2022 I streamed more hours than any person in the world of PoE. I streamed like 4,000 hours last year. So on average 11 hours a day over an entire year. And I'd been like my account was fucking like 9 years old and X amount of subs, and like my growth month over month was, by the end of it, was like fucking 140% every month. And all of that gets taken away and reverted. So financially speaking, it's been pretty tough since being on YouTube. And the savings I had are rapidly dwindling, but I love the game and I'll figure something out. So we'll see. But yeah, that's the answer to your question. Oh yeah, I also I also had 750,000 views before I realized YouTube wasn't monetized. I had offered, like, they immediately, because when I started my YouTube channel, I went from 800 followers or subscribers, I guess they call them here. I went from 800 to 9,000 in 2 weeks. So I made a series of video guides, I guess, that resonated well with people or whatever. And so they immediately offered me a partnership, but I guess I forgot to send them my address. And so Google AdSense didn't actually activate. And because Google AdSense wasn't activated, it didn't monetize my channel. So for the first 2 months I was streaming and 750,000 video views, every video I put out prior until about 2 weeks ago was never monetized. So that was kind of a kick in the nuts too, I guess, because that was like $5,000. Would have been helpful, but it's all good. There, here we go. Look, a month ago, finally monetized. Revenue $2.47. With 10,000 subscribers, my all-time revenue, $2.40. There it was, yeah, here. Found out today that due to an error, so you can see there, my all-time estimated revenue. So that was a bit of a bummer too. So kind of a sequence of kicks in the nuts, but perhaps can explain why I have an unfailing commitment to... Oops, I should have fucking annulled there. My bad. Unfailing commitment to doing anything I can. Not only, I mean, I recognize and obviously was the one who made the video about what TFT is actually doing, but if you've never really understood why I have such a vigor and passion for like dislike for them and disdain for them, it's not unwarranted. I'm not muted. I can see the thing. All right. But anyways, yeah, I started a Patreon account, which is linked below, and some people have helped with that, so that helps too. But mostly the people who subscribe and stuff, apparently that helps quite a bit with the algorithm and, you know, the video views and whatever. So end of the day, things will fall as they will. Nonetheless, though, I'll keep playing PoE and I'll keep doing the stuff I do. And if people like it, they do. And if they don't, they don't. That's okay. I can live with myself either way. Let's see how we do here. Nope. Last two, boys. Well, last two for the day. I still have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, to be fair. Last one's like, can you imagine our last imprint for the day? When I do get back over the weekend, guys, we still have about 3 million life force left, as well as 576 plus we have about 1,000 Krayt Chimeras. So 1,000 imprints, half 1,000 imprints, 2.5 million Vivid Life Force. I still have 160 Sacreds. I've got over 425 Divines on me in cash. So we're far from being done here, but as I said, it's now 3:30 in the morning for me. I have to see my family tomorrow, and I've been sitting here for 14 or 15 hours now. So oh yeah, and I've had food sitting behind me for fucking 2 hours that I ordered and have not touched. It's probably cold now, obviously, but still like to eat. All right, we still have the safety one. Don't worry. Okay, last one, boys. Am I selling it or keep? What do you mean? Am I selling it or keep it? You think I would sell a bow that I've spent 39 mirrors, 280 hours crafting? And no, 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 no. We don't give up. Winners and losers are separated by one thing, if you look at common denominators, and that's the will to pursue, the will to continue. I'm no quitter. But hey, except when it comes to smoking, yeah, but I smoked, I still smoke, but I used to be a drug addict and a few other things, so it's one thing I haven't been able to kick really, but at least I'm not the one in the ground as many of my friends are. It's been the one thing I can't kick, but not that I would ever recommend anyone do it. Either of those things, drugs or smoking. I mean, some drugs are okay, but that's the point I was making. All right. We got this here. All right, guys. I gotta make one more safety mod. Or safety mod. I gotta make one more imprint here, so don't forget next time. But yeah, 3:37 now. So yeah, we got 14 hours in today on the bow, guys. We did 16 hours yesterday, and we did 16 hours the day before. So we're 32. We're 46 hours into crafting this bow. I put 200 hours in on the first one earlier in the league. 21 mirrors on that one, and we are at how much on this one? Oh, Google Docs closed. I think it was 8,900 divines last time I checked. So that's what, 14, 15, 18 mirrors. So yeah, 39 mirrors and 246 hours spent crafting bows. But we'll get there. When I come back shortly after the weekend here, we're gonna have another 2.5 million life force lined up. Still got another 118. So that means we augmented. We have 182. No, I talked about that earlier, man. Oh yeah, thank you. Terracotta. If you watch the VOD, I went through the whole story before. It's when I was rolling imprints. I talked about my whole life basically. So, if you're interested in that, if you go back to the previous VOD, my stream crashed, so I restarted this one. While I'm rolling imprints, like there's like 144 imprints, so it's pretty easy to see it on the VOD. If you go there, you can hear me talk about all that. I won't. It takes me like half an hour to tell the whole story, so I won't go into detail now because I'd like to go to sleep and eat. But when I'm back, guys. Oh, sorry. Let me write this down quickly. We've got 455 divines. We started off with 300 sacreds, and we got 118. So that means we did 182 augments. We'll pull up the Google Sheets here just to see what the final tally was there on the results. Open bow data. So we got 3 augments out of this one. Not so great. The last one we got 7 augments out of. So, but that's still much better, right? So in the past 2 tabs we've had 10 augments, right? So that means in the last 288 imprints, whereas in the first 426 we only had 6. So this new method we're using, we're getting so that's 2 on average, and right now we're averaging 5. So 2.5 times more effective per tab of imprint. A lot faster, obviously, too. We cleared 2 tabs out in like 8 hours or something like that, whereas these ones each took like a day each. So far we've hit flaring 17 times. We've never hit dictators. We've hit emperors once and conquerors twice. Today we made T1, T1, T4 twice. That was our best result. And yeah, you know, we're going to keep pushing. So still lots to go here. Lots of crate chicks, lots of materials, and we'll probably get some sales. I keep my PoE count logged in all the time. I just leave an AFK message so I don't miss mirror services and stuff like that. If you see me online, I'm probably not going to be actively here, just as a heads up in case people message me. There will be a message like a /AFK, but you know, I'll be home periodically throughout the weekend, and I'll like come to check to see if there's any mirror services or stuff. But in case anyone tries to reach out to me, that's where I'll be. So I won't be live tomorrow, but as I mentioned, my family's back in the country. I haven't seen them in a while, so I'm going to be seeing them this weekend. But I will be back to the bow as soon as I'm back. And if you want to stay in tune with that, you can sub to the channel, and you should get notified when I'm back. But until then, guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and best of luck with your in-game ventures. I hope you enjoyed watching that, and we'll be back to it. So don't worry, I won't give up. All right, guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll